What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we're going to be discussing an issue that has really just arisen and has become a pretty big issue as of late, and that has to do with the announcement of the upcoming event, Solstice of Heroes. This is the next big thing hitting Destiny 2, next reset, and it's going to last pretty much all of the month of August, and it's going to lead up to the big Shadowkeep expansion. If you want to learn more about this event, I've done a video covering everything you need to know. It's linked up above. But one of the most interesting things about this event is the rewards. Just like the first Solstice of Heroes, each different one of your classes is going to get a set of armor. And you do a bunch of different objectives, and you eventually upgrade this armor from rare, depleted, to eventually majestic, legendary armor. But here's the thing. Once you get this legendary set, Bungie has stated that it will, with the release of Shadowkeep, be upgradable to the new Armor 2.0 system. And this is a big deal, and this is where the issue comes about. So the Armor 2.0 system is Bungie's complete overhaul of armor in Destiny 2. Essentially, the armor that you're using right now is changing just unbelievably dramatically. It's going to be completely different. It's going to have an energy system, which is going to use weighted mods that are going to take up different amounts of that energy depending on their power. So now you can put on multiple mods on the same armor piece, not just talking two, like more than two, or potentially just one big ultra powerful mod. Not to mention they're getting brand new stats. Not only will they affect resilience, recovery, and mobility, but also now they're going to affect discipline, intellect, and strength to impact your grenades, melee, and super. So armor is changing. But that kind of left a big, real question in people's minds, which was, all right, what happens to my old armor? Is it getting retroactively upgraded to Armor 2.0? Will there be a path to upgrade it? All that stuff was in the air, and somewhat unfortunately to many players, and we're going to talk about the negatives, we're also going to be talking about the pros of what's going on here, but somewhat unfortunately to a lot of people, the announcement of Solstice of Heroes and how that armor would be upgraded kind of answered those questions in a disappointing light. And here's the reason. So with this new Solstice of Heroes armor, again, if you get a full set, so you can't have, your helmet blue, you have to get a full set of legendary. Then when Shadowkeep comes out, it doesn't just automatically upgrade. That's a really important factor, and I think some people don't exactly know that. It doesn't just upgrade to the new armor. You go to the gunsmith, and he gives you a new armor set, and that confirms that armor will not retroactively upgrade, because you are not keeping the armor you've earned in Solstice. You are getting a totally new set that's in this new Armor 2.0 style. And right there, we kind of have the start of this issue, is that, well, the Solstice of Heroes armor just became the most desirable, best armor set in the entire game. Because the Armor 2.0 armor, Bungie has already stated, is going to lead to an overall power increase for your character. So Armor 2.0 is going to be better, more customizable, more powerful than any existing armor piece you have right now. And so that means all of your armor just became useless. Like, all that armor you went out and collected, it's all going to be not as good as Armor 2.0 armor. Not to mention that another issue is that because of this knowledge, there really is no reason to go out and collect and earn armor until Shadowkeep. I mean, it's kind of funny seeing Bungie promote Iron Banner right now and say, go out and earn enhanced perks. But why? I mean, why would you go and grind Iron Banner day and night for armor when as soon as that Solstice armor comes out, that's what you're going to be using. And as soon as it's upgraded to 2.0, that's what you're going to be using for the rest of Destiny 2's lifespan, right? So, how big of an issue is this really? Are people somewhat overreacting? I mean, we had Forsaken completely replace the weapon system. So we've kind of already been through this. When Forsaken launched, I mean, they introduced random rolls again, and importantly, those random rolls featured more perk slots. So all of the Destiny Year 1 weapons were basically useless. especially when they had some of the Year 1 weapons directly replaced. Like you had stuff like the Nameless Midnight, I believe, Scout Rifle. Well, in Destiny 2 Year 1, it only had one perk, which was explosive rounds. And then when it was remade somewhat with Forsaken, well, it had multiple perk slots. So now you could get, Rampage and explosive rounds as an example. You could get all these different combos, and it was just statistically and provably better in pretty much every way than the Year 1 version. And so we've already gone through this as a community, where everything you've collected in terms of legendary weapons and armor, because armor got somewhat redesigned with Forsaken as well. Well, not just somewhat redesigned, pretty actually dramatically redesigned. All your stuff became useless, and then you had to go out and get new stuff. And of course, for some players, that was pretty annoying, but I think overall the community thought, you know what, this is for the betterment of the game, right? Random rolls are so much better than what we had. The game improved so much that you didn't mind going out and collecting the new stuff, even if it was a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow that all the stuff you've done has become kind of useless, except for exotics. But is that what's happening again with Armor 2.0? And because of random rolls, and because armor has been so much harder to get, the thing about Year 1 stuff was that once you got it, you got it. And so even if you had like a full set of Leviathan raid armor, that wasn't that hard to get. Especially because raid rewards were actually handed out just from Hawthorne, if you can remember back with the clan bounties. Like, that's how ridiculous it was and how easy it was to get stuff. So there wasn't that sense of pride. There wasn't, you didn't feel that attached to your stuff when it became irrelevant. Now, however, you do. You have been grinding Iron Banner. You have been grinding raids to try to get those perfect rolls, and you've went through countless armor pieces and dismantled countless armor pieces that weren't good enough to get your favorite armor rolls. And now it's a little bit of a harder pill to swallow that those have become useless. So, what should be done, if anything? And that's a really good question, because I think it's important to state, in my opinion, that overall Armor 2.0 seems like such a dramatic improvement in customization that I think that if your armor does become useless, it's still going to be better overall for the game that they switch to the Armor 2.0 system. But there's another question on top of that, which a lot of people are asking, and that is, should there be a path introduced to upgrade your existing armor to Armor 2.0? What if Bungie introduced systems or quests or whatever that if you did have a great set of raid gear that you worked really hard for, that there was a path to upgrade that to the Armor 2.0 versions of that raid armor? Or another great question, is all armor treated the same when going into the Armor 2.0 system? And by that I mean this. You have an armor piece that's chock full of enhanced perks, and it's your best armor piece. In the new Shadowkeep environment, if you dismantle that piece of armor, what's it gonna give you? If it gives you special and good mods for the new Armor 2.0 system, like if it gives you a mod version of whatever the enhanced perk you had on that armor was, okay, suddenly we don't feel so bad about our armor becoming useless because it's utilized in this new system in a positive way and it rewards you for grinding that armor. But it's very possible that, again with Shadowkeep, you dismantle your favorite piece of armor and it gives you like 4 legendary shards. And you dismantle an absolute piece of crap armor that has no good perks and it gives you 4 legendary shards. If all of the armor in the game is treated exactly the same when you're dismantling it because it's become useless in this new system, that may not be the best approach, and that's going to have no reward to those players who did go out and grind for that great armor. So, what is going to happen? Well, no one really knows, and Bungie kind of needs to do a better job of communicating what's going on exactly with this new Armor 2.0 system and what's going to happen to our existing armor, just so players know what to do. I mean, someone asked, I think, on the forums and said it kind of sucks that all of our armor is going away. And one of the community managers, Cosmo, replied, well, your armor isn't going away. And yes, he's technically correct. You can keep all of your current armor and you can still use it and it will still gain benefits from those perks and so on. But again, it's outclassed by this new Armor 2.0. So it kind of also technically is going away because there's no real incentive to use it over the new armor. And if this isn't communicated, we're just gonna have like a month leading up to Shadowkeep where everyone's just kind of like, what do I do? Do I dismantle my armor now, clear some vault space, whatever? Do I hold on to it? Is there still armor because maybe there is benefits for dismantling better armor that I should go out and get? Or am I completely wasting my time every time I get a piece of armor? Like, these are all questions that I think Bungie could do a little bit of a better job of answering and making sure just we know what's going on. And if all of our stuff is becoming useless and Armor 2.0 is the way to go, well, I know that's going to disappoint many players, but at least we have that information and we know for sure. I do really think, and I really hope, that Bungie has some incentive for players who did get that good armor. Like I was talking about earlier, perhaps they award more legendary shards or additional resources if they have enhanced perks, because those are the harder armor pieces to go and get, and they're rewarded usually for doing slightly harder content. As for a strict path to upgrade current armor sets, I'm not sure that's the solution. You do want to have the newest content being the most desirable, and also looking at what's best for the game. Bungie's development time should be concerned, frankly, with other things rather than going back and kind of upgrading these versions of old armor, and especially because the new transmogrification system is coming to Armor 2.0, so you can get a new set of Armor 2.0 and change it to any armor you've earned in appearance's sake. So yeah, you've earned an entire set of raid armor, and it's sad it's going away, but you can get a new set of Armor 2.0, perhaps from Solstice, and make it look exactly like a Crown of Sorrows set of armor. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the matter. But what do you guys think? Do you care that your armor is becoming irrelevant? Do you just want the Armor 2.0 and that's all you're worried about? Do you think there should be extra rewards for dismantling better armor? Do you think that there should be a path to upgrade certain pieces of armor? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, found this to be an interesting discussion. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.